Great, we are live. Got some people showing up. All right, say hi over there. All right, okay, so the chat's working. All right, so we got some more people showing up. All right, hello everyone and welcome. So today I have a special treat. So I recently got a new instrument in the mail. So if you saw my clarinet family video, you know that I have way too many instruments. So I decided to sell a few, and specifically I sold my Rosewood Contra, and I sold my Buffet Festival, and I decided to celebrate by getting a new instrument. So I'm basically just going to be doing like an unboxing and just kind of like a review and demo. So I guess let's get started. All right, so if you saw the thumbnail of this video, you probably saw the yellow packing tape, and that's pretty typical of instruments coming from China. So this is a Chinese instrument. It is new, but it is a very weird, unusual instrument. I think you guys will like this. Yeah, come on. Oh, and if you guys have like any questions, whether they're related to the video or not, just feel free to ask them, and I'll be happy to answer them. All right. My alto clarinet arrived last week. Just waiting for the mouthpiece and ligature to arrive. Yeah, alto clarinet is a fun instrument. It's just such a it's very fun, yet it's practical because it's like an instrument that's weird, yet you can go to pretty much any concert band and you can play a part. It's like one of the more practical weird instruments. It's probably one of my favorite members of the clarinet family. All right. So this is the case it comes in. So a bit smaller than some of my other instruments. You'll see why in a sec. I played alto clarinet in jazz band back in high school. Yeah, I actually did too. I started off we had like a jazz band. It was kind of small. We had like a drummer, a guitarist, a euphonium player actually, and then me on clarinet. So it was like a really weird kind of jazz band. Not really. Oh, we had a saxophone player, I guess. And then I decided to switch to alto clarinet for jazz band because I figured I could cover alto sax parts. So that was kind of funny. Anyway. So I'm going to start putting this instrument together. So this is not a clarinet for once. This is actually a bassoon. But it's not any bassoon, as you'll see in a moment. Yeah, I don't know how to put this thing together. I'm pretty sure Yep, you got it. Tenoroon. See, after listening or watching like all Brett Newton's videos on Tenoroon, I kind of was inspired to play a member of the bassoon family, but a real bassoon. The ones that I could afford were all really broken. I didn't really feel like spending so much time to try and refurbish a bassoon. So this thing, it was actually only $600 from China. Normally they're like $700, but I made like a lowball offer on one of the auctions that I saw on eBay, and I got it. It's so tiny. Yeah, it's like really tiny. It's so adorable. Yeah, just look how small the bell is. Just it's like puny, which is what I love. It's cool because normally when you're like doubling on another instrument, you really shouldn't start on an auxiliary instrument. Like for example, if you're doubling on flute, you're not going to start on piccolo. And if you're it's another good example. If you're doubling on oboe, you're not going to start an English horn. But the cool thing about this is since it's more of a children's instrument, I thought it'd actually be a pretty interesting instrument to double. It does come with a reed. Where is it? Come on. There. G. So according to the listing, it said it's an F. Although I have a suspicion that all of the ones on eBay are actually in the key of G because they all look like the same instrument. Yeah, this looks like a really cheap reed. Well, I'm going to try the cheap reed first, and then I'm going to try a Jones bassoon reed, which is kind of like a really cheap generic reed. I don't know how to make my own reeds, so that's probably something I'm going to learn. But let's see if I can do this. Finger placements are really weird on this thing. Oh, I guess I forgot I'm supposed to use a crutch thing. The crutch is kind of weird because it screws in. It's a threaded rod instead of just a like a pin and a lock nut on the side. So there we go. Yeah, this thing is not tight at all. Let's see. I think it's in G, yeah. Where's my tuner? It's flat, but it's definitely in G. Yeah, so that kind of confirms my suspicion. So it said it was in the key of F, but it's not. It's in the key of G. So I'm assuming all of the other Tenoroons on eBay are probably in the key of G as well. By the way, I've never played bassoon before, so forgive me if I sound terrible. So it seems like this reed's really, really soft. Let me try the other reed. I think I'm supposed to be soaking these in water before I play them, but let's see. That feels much harder. Oh, that's way better. Nice. It's actually really easy to play. I'm surprised. Last time I tried to pick up a double reeded instrument, it was an oboe, and I just could not play it. Merry Christmas, yeah. I don't know. I love that song. I made an arrangement for I Saw Three Ships for 3 clarinets and bass clarinets, and it was like one of my favorite arrangements that I've ever made. So I just love that song. The D is really hard to come out. So you kind of have to like shake. You like to have hold the left hand one finger to get the high G to come out. What's the full range? Is it the same as the bassoon, but instead of being in C, it's in G? I assume so. I mean, I don't know how high I can play it. So it doesn't have a whisper key. It just has a little a little nub where the whisper key is supposed to be. Instead, it has a flick key, and then it has like a register, like an octave vent that goes all the way up to the neck. So I assume you could play pretty high, but I'm not sure. Let me try. So I can't play above a G, but that's probably because of my aperture. And then the lowest note, of course, is just the low B flat. Yeah. It actually doesn't sound 2 out of 2. And I mean, I know bassoons in general are not the greatest instrument as far as intonation goes, but I'm actually pleasantly surprised. For somebody who has never played bassoon, I can actually get a decent tone out of it. What is F sharp? So that's going to be one of the challenging things about learning this instrument. Bassoon fingerings. I was kind of looking at a fingering chart, and the fingerings are just bizarre from coming from somebody who's played clarinet for for years. What's the lowest note? It is a low B flat, which is a concert. This is G, so it's a concert F. And it actually sounds really, really good. What is the instrument called? What key? So this is a G tenor bassoon, or it's sometimes called a mini bassoon. So G, it's a fifth above the regular bassoon. The brand, it's unbranded, so it's just an instrument from China, but it's the same as the Nobel instruments. If you're familiar with them, they're kind of like the Asian-made Chinese. No, like I don't actually know where they're made, but they're like Asian-made bassoons and oboes. They're a company called Nobel, and I think they have the same instrument. Only this is an unbranded one, so it's obviously cheaper. Yeah, I mean, I don't know. There's a lot of debate on what the name should be. I think Brett Newton has a video on that, but I think Tenoroon is a perfectly acceptable name. Plastic, yeah, it's just the plastic version. They used to have a wooden version that you get on eBay for like $900, but that seems to have gone away. So I just bought the plastic version, which is fine by me because it means less chance of cracks and less chance of rotting. But and also the tone holes are probably going to be better finished than if they were maple, because the fit and finish on a lot of wooden Chinese instruments, as you've seen from my G clarinet video, is often not great. So when I'm buying an instrument that's completely foreign to me, I'd rather get it in plastic than wood. So it looks like the low C tone hole. I don't know much about bassoon venting, but it looks like the tone hole isn't venting enough. So it kind of seems like most Chinese instruments, it just needs some finishing adjustment. But overall, it's quite free blowing. A lot easier to play than an oboe for sure. So it is a very simplified Heckle system. So it doesn't have a high D, obviously no whisper key. Instead, it has the register or the octave key. There's no extra A flat key. Since it can play down to low B flat, can you play the bass line for another One Bites the Dust? Maybe. How tall are you? Can you stand up and stand next to it? I just want to see how tall it is. Yeah, it looks a lot smaller in person, but like I think a normal bassoon would be like up to here. But this thing's, yeah, it's fairly tiny. Like if you can imagine an alto clarinet, it's about as tall as an alto clarinet, I would say. What was it? Another One Bites the Dust. What's this? Wait. I might need to look up sheet music for that. I don't know. If you can tell me the notes, I can probably play it, but I don't know. I can't figure it out from ear. Dun 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 dun. There we go. There we go. Yeah, kind of figured it out. Does it double back up to in the boot? Yeah, so it's pretty much just like a little bassoon. It has a the boot cap doesn't come off as far as I can tell, but it does have like a little metal U-tube. Basically, just built like a miniature bassoon. Obviously, simplified key work. Although that's probably the first thing I want to change about this instrument. So, like one thing I want to add is like an alternate low C key right below the B and the B flat key. That's a pretty common modification. I'm probably going to add my own high D key. I don't know if I want to build a whisper key mechanism because I really don't like the concept of a whisper key in general. Probably an alternate E flat key like you would see on that's pretty much the standard fingering for contra bassoon. But I'd like to. You should learn Alligator Alley at some point. Yeah, I'll make a video on that. That'd be fun. Freddie Mercury is proud. Bassoon, wait. Yeah, this is a G Tenoroon. Yep, a mini bassoon, exactly. What other keys? Oh, it's missing a front F sharp key. I'm not sure. Oh, and a right hand third finger. What is it? The B flat key. So you have to use the. I don't like the B flat key on the thumb at all because I'm on clarinet. At least on like Albert system clarinet, I would be more used to a key right here. One thing I might add that's not standard. I know some French bassoons have a left hand C sharp key. It's not common on German system bassoon, but I might add it just for fun. It's not really a serious instrument, so I could add any key I want, really. It'd be really cool is if I could make full like a Böhm system key work, but that might be a big project. I don't know what I'm gonna tear into this thing. Other than that, I mean, we tried bending some. The keys feel pretty stiff, and all the key work feels nice and well balanced, nice and well sprung. This is actually a pretty. I mean, I'm not a bassoonist, so I can't really comment how a bassoonist would like it. I'm sure they'd find more problems, but it doesn't seem like it's leaking. It feels like it plays pretty good. What's the lowest note? So it's a same thing as a bassoon, a low B flat, which would be a concert F. Wait, what's There we go. I did a B flat scale. Yeah. Try a PVC Böhm system bassoon. See, the hard thing with trying to make a bassoon or anything that's conical out of PVC pipe is there's no really good way to make the pipe conical. I tried an experiment where the connection's bad. Yeah, so I got this from eBay. So I forget the seller I bought it from, but it was usually these are around like $700, $800, but there was actually a best offer option on one of the listings. So I just kind of lowballed it for $600 because I didn't accept, but they actually did, and I'm pretty happy with it. So $600 isn't bad at all because I figure if I don't like it, I can always fix it up and probably sell it for about $700. Because from like retailers or like from companies that like rebrand these, like Nobel, they sell for like $1,500. But yeah, if I could just like fix this up, fix all the little problems I find with it, I bet I could sell it for. I figured it'd just be a fun instrument to mess around with. All right, so I'm going to try playing some Bach. I don't know how well this is going to go. Wait, did I do that right? I messed that up already. I just realized it's basically a double rated basset horn. Yeah, that's it. So if you think like the bass clarinet, how the low C bass clarinet has the same lowest note as a traditional bassoon, a basset horn would have the same lowest note as this instrument. So yeah, it's kind of like a similar relationship that the bass clarinet has to the basset horn. This instrument has to the bassoon. So I mean, I don't know. It's too bad it's not used more. It's it's a quirky, weird little instrument. I just love it. Yeah. There we go. Yeah, for some reason I cannot get those high notes out, but I'm assuming that's just because of it's just because of my aperture. The low notes sound pretty good, at least. Where's an easier song? Let me see if I can find a song in the lower register that I can actually play. So that's another thing I've noticed about this instrument. The hand crutch that it comes with is actually kind of uncomfortable. I don't like it at all. It does have a slip for a neck strap, so maybe I'll try playing with a neck strap. But normally, I know you're supposed to play bassoon. Oh, let me try playing it to I've been playing it like in front, like I would an alto clarinet. Let me try playing it to the side. No, I gotta play it in front. Not hit those high notes. High D. Yeah, I did it. Okay, so I'm assuming it's. I was worried that it might be the instrument, the reason I couldn't play high, but it seems like it's just me. So yeah, I'm just going to be trying to practice this instrument. I doubt I'll be as good at this as I will clarinet because I'm not going to devote all my time to it. But I figured it'd just be a fun little instrument to kind of mess around with. Let me see if I can figure out some of the higher fingerings. So I was hoping that I could kind of use the one of the flick keys as a register or an octave key, but that unfortunately doesn't seem to be working too well. Because like when I play a G, I said I had to half hold the left hand one finger, and let me try and play a A. Okay, so when I get up to the C, I have to switch to the upper vent, it seems like. The F actually didn't come out too bad. I'll just stick with the lower register for now. I don't want to torture you guys with my terrible bassoon playing. What's another piece of music that I can play? Fortunately, I don't really have anything in the lower register. Let me attempt another piece by Bach. There. Try some second suite in F. See, that's the one thing I don't get about bassoon. So I'm like a clarinet. So there's two main types of clarinets that you would have. You would have the Böhm system, and you would have the German system. So on a Böhm system clarinet, if you want to play the low F scale, it's just one finger. You just lift one finger after another. Do 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 do. Now on a German system clarinet, it's the same except you start on a G. So if you want to play a G scale, you lift one finger after another. Do 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 do. But on this instrument, it's neither. So it like actually, yeah. So let's say I wanted to play an F scale. So I could play it mostly by just lifting one finger after another, except when I get to the B flat, I have to use the thumb key. And I don't know, I'm just so used to like either if I was doing the forked fingering. Actually, I wonder if the forked fingering works. What the heck? I don't know. Bassoons are weird. That kind of makes it B flat. Does it use a regular bassoon reed? Yeah, it actually just uses a standard bassoon reed, although it's probably not ideal, but it does seem to work okay. The Lick, the Adam Neely originated one, or the Mario Kart one. I don't know what that is. Is that saxophone solo? I'm not sure. I can try some video game music. Bassoons are weird, yeah. Very true. They are. They're one project I would really like to do is try and make a modernized bassoon, but I just don't think I'm skilled enough for that. I mean, it was kind of attempted with the basso forte by Guntram Wolf, but I guess from what Brett told me, it wasn't a very successful project. Although the contraforte was fairly successful, so it's kind of unfortunate because the bassoon is definitely one of the least developed modern instruments that we have. Like, I mean, realistically, it's barely above the recorder. At least the recorder can kind of play a clean chromatic scale fairly easily. This, you just got a mess of keys and weird fingerings. Like, I think this is probably one of the only modern instruments that still has a forked fingering. So that would be the E flat. On this instrument, it's absolutely terrible. And unfortunately, there's no other way to play that E flat. You have to use the 1 and 3 fingering because there's no key here. So you kind of have to like voice that into pitch. So yeah, bassoons are very weird. That's bothering me. Let me see if I can fix that note. I feel like I recognize your channel. I've been doing this for about a year. I don't know. Maybe you've seen. I'm gonna go. Keep up the great work. Right. Yeah. If you guys don't have time to stick around, feel free to catch up on this live stream later. I will be posting it. I think most of it is just gonna. Unless you guys have more questions, I'm just gonna be kind of practicing and trying to fix this thing. See how good I can get it. Can you play the lick? You can probably find the sheet music online. So what's the name of it? I mean, I'm assuming I can only play like very, very basic stuff. All right, so let me see if I can. So what I'm going to try and do is I'm going to try and fix the low C. So it looks like, I wonder if I could just bend the key up. Let's see if that worked. That's way better. Okay, so what I did was I just So what I did was I just bent back the B key so it opens up a little bit more, and that seems to actually fix the low C. And it actually didn't seem to affect the adjustments of the other notes, because normally the B key will also close the C key. And it's still doing it. Just it might need to be reseated, unfortunately, unless I can bend this key down. I think I'm going to need to do a lot of adjustment. The lick. D, E, F, G, E, C, D. I don't know what that is. Hey, Jess. Yeah, I don't know what that is. My girlfriend's a music history major. Let me see. Hey, Jess, come here. Do you want to look that up for me? I don't know what it is.
What am I looking up?
Play the notes. D, E, F, G, E, C, D.
Hi, YouTube.
Okay, fine. I'm looking it up. God, making me look stuff up in my own stream.
Just copy and paste it.
Ah, that's too much effort. The lick regarded as the most famous jazz cliche ever. Okay.
Dan said hi to me in your comments.
Stuck at this end. Did I do it? I think I did it. I'm going to say I did it.
I did.
Play it again. How about I just play it for 5 straight hours? Does that sound good? Okay, I'm already bored of it. Let's go back to some Bach. What's a song I haven't attempted and messed up already? I suck at that one. Can't even play that in clarinet well. Darn, I probably should have gotten more music ready. Ooh, I want to try Cello Suite No. 1. Let's see how bad that goes. I cannot hit that high. Hey. I don't know why that high A is so bad. Let's not do that. Yeah. I don't really have any other music planned. Yeah, I should have brought some like sheet music out so I could practice. Let me keep playing that one flute sonata. That one actually came out pretty good. I should probably be practicing like scales and stuff, but that's like, yeah, it sounds painful. And if you do it for 5 hours, give Adam Neely a call. Adam Neely did play it for 5 hours. Yeah, I kind of saw that video when I searched it. Flashbacks. Underrated. I see you're a man of culture. Practice long tone. I don't want to do long tones. Long tones are annoying. There, I did a long tone. That's basically practicing. Long tones are boring. The lick is better. At least I can actually play that. Arpeggios. What the heck was that? That note actually sounds really, really sharp. I didn't notice that before. Let me try it. Not sharp. actually not out of tune. I thought it would be more out of tune. Surprisingly, it's almost better in tune than my G clarinet was, which is actually great. New idea, single reed bassoon. So actually, there is a company that makes single reed bassoon mouthpieces. I've heard mixed reviews about them. So I've heard some people say they're great for students to kind of learn bassoon on. And I've heard, I think Richard Bobo actually did a video where he reviewed a single reed mouthpiece, and he was having all kinds of intonation problems, and he really couldn't play too high on it. Yeah, I don't think he liked it. I mean, I was kind of considering getting one for this instrument because it can use a standard bassoon reed, so there's no reason it couldn't use a single reeded bassoon mouthpiece. But I decided to just kind of learn bassoon embouchure, and it's actually not. I thought it would be a lot harder trying to play a double reeded instrument. It's actually not too bad. Can you do a video of you playing the lick on all your instruments, including the octave? You know what? Just for you, I'm going to do that. But anyway, yeah, surprisingly, at least in the lower register, obviously I can't hit any high notes. I'm hoping as I practice, that'll get better. I might also have to fix some leaks on this instrument, but it doesn't seem too bad. And there's only like one pad on the upper joint that could possibly leak. So what accessories did it come with? Oh yeah, let's go through the accessories. So as I said, it actually came with this really nice hard case, which has a zipper, which it actually feels really sturdy. I'm actually kind of happy with it. I wish it was a clarinet case. So the case has a little like snap open pocket that's like ridiculously hard to open. It looks like it came with a single swab, which might be a problem because I know with bassoons you need like 3 swabs. Oh, this looks like a Shamos cloth, something like that. Yeah, it's got like some kind of rosin or something on it, so like a polishing cloth kind of thing. I think this is more for wood than for plastic, but I'll keep it. Might be good for clarinet. So let's see. It also came with a tube of cork grease, fresh from China. Yep, smells like petroleum and death. And it also came with the this reed, which looks like it was kind of like gouged with like a pocket knife or something. So yeah, let me try the other reed again. It was. So it sounds like super buzzy, and it's definitely a lot softer. Weird, I can actually play high notes though. Oops. This reed sucks. Usually when I get like instruments from China, they always come with a reed, and when they're clarinets, the reeds are just absolutely terrible. But yeah, so this is no exception. So that's probably going straight in the garbage. But yeah, this Joan reed seems to work okay. I know there's a company that makes Tenoroon reeds specifically for this instrument, and I guess I should probably at some point learn how to make my own reeds, but I don't know how serious I'm going to get into this soon. Probably not very serious at all. So I think I'm just going to be sticking with cheap store-bought reeds. I was thinking about actually getting a Leger reed, but I just don't know if I can justify spending $120 on a reed. That's just insane. Actually, no, they're like $140 now. So I think I'm sticking with cheap reeds. There we go. Okay, what else can I play? Can you play Thomas the Train theme song? I have not watched that show in probably 20 years, so I don't even remember what it sounds like. I don't know. Do I know any theme songs or anything? No, not really. I probably should have printed out some sheet music before I did this. I don't have anything good that I can play. I was hoping to learn some Bach just because it sounds so good, but I'm messing it up really bad. Let me try some more Bach. That was terrible. Rite of Spring. There's no way I could play that. No, there's just no way. What about the second suite, fourth movement? Nope. Yeah, kind of play it. Play that one. Let me try this. No, I don't like the second movement. Yeah, I'm not even God, I just hate bassoon fingering. Now that I actually have an instrument I'm playing in, I'm starting to realize the fingering is just, it's so weird. It's so foreign to me as a clarinet player. Can I play the Rite of Spring at sounding pitch? Let me see if I can find the sheet music and let me try. I probably am going to butcher it, but let me try. Come on, no. There we go, found the sheet music. Oh my god, that's so freaking high. It's a tenor clef. Tenor clef is stupid. I'm just going to say it right here and now. Tenor clef is absolutely stupid. This would be a great instrument for death metal. Can you play John Cage's 4'33"? No. This instrument would be great. Oh, wait, no, I already did. Do you live in Boston? No, I live like 2 hours from Boston in Connecticut. Although I do kind of go up there occasionally. Not really that often. Well, I'm just going to play the Rite of Spring as if it were in treble clef. So wait, that's... I don't even know how to read tenor clef. Oh no, this is not going to work. No, there's no way I could play that. That didn't even sound right. Nah, I'm not even going to try that. If that thing is in G, can you read tenor clef like it's in bass clef? Well, I can't read bass clef, actually. I've actually just been reading my clarinet sheet music for this. I should probably learn bass clef if I want to try and learn bassoon, but yeah, I don't know. I just like the idea of having like one clef for every instrument, kind of like how clarinet, you can play a contrabass clarinet and it's still in treble clef. But I I'm not sure how the transposition works. I think there's some cool tricks you can do with a G instrument as far as transposition goes, but I don't know. I have to think about. Are you native to that area? No, I'm actually I'm originally from New York. Jaws. Get a Rello. Let's see if I can find some music for that. Yeah, come on, computer. Yeah, I can't really find anything good. I wish I had some. What can I play that's easy? I wish I had some like easy sheet music to try reading off of. You know, actually, let me go grab one of my elementary method clarinet books, and let me see if I can actually find something that I can play for once. Be right back. Okay, found some sheet music. Once you kind of know the fingerings for one instrument, you can kind of figure it out for others. Like especially like when I went from like a sax to clarinet, that it wasn't. I mean, it's kind of weird getting used to overblowing at the 12th instead of the octave, but you can kind of figure it out. Same thing like with flute. Come on. How many people are still left after I've tortured them? Yeah, I suck at bassoon, but I'll probably practice and